What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the A24 Archive. This is the series on my channel where I talk about all of the films in A24's catalog, from the first film they released to the most current film that's out. And I always look forward to this segment because I feel like there are films that I had on my watch list or that were on my radar that I just never got around to watching. And that's going to be the film I talk about today, and that is the movie Mississippi Grind. Mississippi Grind is directed by Ryan Fleck and Anna Boden. Gerry, played by Ben Mendelsohn, is a talented but down on his luck gambler whose fortunes begin to change when he meets Curtis, played by Ryan Reynolds, a highly charismatic poker player. The two strike up an immediate friendship, and Gerry quickly persuades his new friend to accompany him on a road trip to legendary high-stakes poker game in New Orleans. As they make their way down the Mississippi River, Gerry and Curtis manage to find themselves in just about every bar, racetrack, casino, and pool hall they can find, experiencing both incredible highs and disappointing lows, but ultimately forging a deep and genuine bond that will stay with them long after their adventure is over. So that was a really in-depth description and a really accurate one. And I think this movie, what it is on the surface, is spelled out really accurately in that description, but I think underneath all of that, it's just a really incredible character drama that looks at these characters who are both incredibly flawed, who have made some really terrible decisions in their lives, and looks at them as very multifaceted people, and how despite their bad decision making and that they're not great human beings, that they're still people. And I love movies that can take really unlikable dirtbag characters and kind of show that there's more than meets the eye. Like the perfect example is the Safdie brothers' Uncut Gems, that really looks at Adam Sandler's character in this way of like, he's this really dirty, disgusting scumbag, but underneath the surface there's a reason to all of it. And I think the thing that makes this movie so amazing is Ben Mendelsohn and Ryan Reynolds give absolutely amazing performances in this. Not even so much in just the dialogue, but in their facial expressions and their performances, and just the way they present themselves, that is so incredibly impressive that it's hard to look away from the screen when you're watching this movie, because it is so impactful and powerful in virtually every way. And I was so appreciative of their performances. And early on in the film, we kind of get this idea of like, Mendelsohn is a really talented poker player, but he's also really stupid in the risks that he takes. And I feel like Ryan Reynolds gets that idea really early on in the film of like, he's good at what he does, but he doesn't know when to stop. And so you can see that Ryan Reynolds really early on is very manipulating in the decisions that Gerry makes, because he wants to make sure that he makes them money, but he doesn't overdo it. So Ryan Reynolds tells him about this New Orleans poker game that has this enormous buy-in, but that the way that they're going to get into this poker game is to kind of travel together throughout this part of the United States to make enough money so that when they get there, that they can actually have the money to do that. And we find out that Ben Mendelsohn's character Gerry is in some horrible debt, and he's kind of just running away from all of it. He's in real estate, he's not making a lot of money, he went through a divorce, he doesn't ever see his child, and you can tell that the gambling is really the crux of why his life is in such a bad place. When they're driving in the car, he's constantly listening to this CD that's giving him advice about poker and like little things to look for while you play the game. But what's interesting is this movie doesn't just solely focus on poker. You look at horse racing, playing different card tables. There's all these different gambling things that are added into this. And I feel like the cinematography and the direction really create a level of suspense that leaves you as the viewer on the edge of your seat, because you're watching these two characters make these decisions and you wonder what the direction is going to take, because you feel a bond between them, but you can also feel them at moments be incredibly pitted against one another in a way that is super unique and that I really appreciated. And this movie was just completely unexpected to me. I don't want to get into too much detail of every plot point, because I think that's the best part of this film, is just watching it play out. But just know that when you watch this movie, you're getting into some amazing performances, some incredible cinematography, and just a really simple, tight-knit character drama drama, which is some of my favorite A24 films, is movies that have smaller casts, tight little character stories that I think are executed really well, and I just really enjoyed everything about this movie, and I think that you'll really like it too. So if you've seen Mississippi Grind, did you love it? Did you hate it? Leave me a comment down below and let me know what you thought. I thought this movie was absolutely brilliant. I enjoyed every second of it, and I look forward to watching it again. As always, if you can like the video and subscribe to the channel, it helps me out a lot and lets me know the type of content you're looking for. I'm always putting out new material and look forward to getting more out for you in the near future. And as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.